Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the muscular megastar renowned as Hollywood's golden boy. With that million-dollar grin and eyebrow raise, he flashes into blockbusters as the ultimate lovable hero. But it's time to expose that family-friendly illusion. Welcome to Worst 5. We will be going down, exposing the dark side of his career. Get ready, things are about to get rocky. Let's begin with number 5. Selling out his heritage. Recent smash hit Black Adam added to The Rock's long rap sheet of shamelessly selling out his Polynesian roots. Despite a Samoan grandfather, Mr. Johnson seems to have no problem bastardizing sacred islander traditions for his own gain. Just look at past cultural appropriation nightmares like Moana and Hobbs and Shaw. Critics condemned his tasteless misuse of cultural elements and stereotypes. But does Dwayne care? Ha! He simply ignored the backlash while cashing fat checks from profiting off marginalized groups. Embarrassing doesn't even begin to describe it. Our number 4 worst moment. Promoting toxic macho man stuff. Dwayne thinks he's so cool, but he keeps promoting some old-fashioned and harmful ideas about how dudes should act. Like his show The Titan Games, that's just a bunch of muscle guys doing all these crazy tough challenges to show off how strong they are. They lift giant tires and slam things with hammers. It's basically just a big macho circus. The Rock must think boys should all be like aggressive wrestling meatheads or something. Experts say shows like this tell guys they gotta be super strong and tough to be a real man. This makes some guys believe they're better than girls and can be mean to anyone who isn't as macho as them. Not a good look, Mr. Johnson. He also always chooses movie roles where the guys are pumped up monsters and the ladies are just like sexy cheerleaders with no real part. His films send the message that only big tough guys matter while girls should just look pretty and stand on the sidelines. Sorry, Dwayne, but we're calling you out for promoting these old school ideas about how guys and ladies should be. Boys don't have to be giant angry meatballs, and girls can be more than just eye candy. Your movies and shows need to catch up to the real world. Stop promoting toxic junk, take a time out, and think about what you've done. On number 3. Diva Behavior. The Rock's childish diva antics behind the scenes are the stuff of pathetic Hollywood cautionary tales. Rude, entitled, narcissistic, sources report this preening prima donna is a straight-up nightmare on set. And that's on his good days. Allegedly refusing his given name and barking ridiculous demands, Mr. Johnson has routinely alienated coworkers and drawn eye rolls across the industry. It takes a special kind of arrogance to reach such delusional levels of self-importance. Though we shouldn't be surprised, it's hard to stay grounded with biceps that massive. And Johnson's delusional ego reached new heights on Black Adam. His insistence on being the DC Universe's crown jewel reportedly contributed to its failures. Clearly, The Rock thinks he's bigger than any franchise. Crashing into our number 2 spot, the XFL Football League. Desperate to stay relevant as his wrestling days faded, Johnson greedily jumped at the chance to breathe life back into the notorious XFL. He and partner Danny Garcia acquired the league in 2020, vowing to rebuild its tarnished image and revolutionize the game. But faster than The Rock taking a stone-cold stunner, their XFL dreams came crashing down. Their rushed 2021 relaunch could barely limp past the starting line before completely collapsing after an utterly pathetic 10 weeks of play. What should have been a touchdown instead became a staggering fumble, plowing Johnson's reputation further into the turf. Just another desperate vanity project piled upon his growing heap of failures. But it's not just the financial idiocy that stains The Rock's legacy here. Reviving the XFL also spotlighted his alarming lack of ethics and judgment. This is the same corrupt league that brazenly exploited players and dismissed major injury concerns. Yet Johnson eagerly signed on, disregarding its dark history and his own moral responsibility. For someone styling himself a wise elder statesman, this reckless XFL debacle encapsulates Johnson's true nature, an ego-driven opportunist chasing clout with no consideration for ethics or consequences. A truly shocking error in judgment cementing his number 2 spot on our countdown. Before we reveal number 1, let's recap. Cultural appropriation, toxic messaging, arrogance, failed business ventures, and lack of integrity. The evidence piles up against Hollywood's hunky hero. And finally, our number 1. The Rock's political flip-flopping. The number 1 most alarming indictment of Dwayne Johnson. his shameless political maneuvering and lack of moral compass. After years as an independent, Johnson publicly sucked up to Joe Biden ahead of the 2020 election. A transparent ploy for political clout that irreparably tarnished his nonpartisan credibility. Just before the 2022 midterms, rumors swirled about this unprincipled opportunist testing the waters to run against Biden in 2024. Talk about a backstabbing weasel move. The Rock claims public service is his passion. Sounds more like obsession with power and relevance. What else can we expect from this egotistic chameleon who shifts identities and allegiances at convenience? He may flash Hollywood's most charismatic smile, but his integrity evaporates under the slightest scrutiny. Whether it's jumping on social causes or dangling his own presidential run, everything Johnson does seems carefully calculated for his brand, not society. When it comes to politics, The Rock doesn't have any firm values, just an endless thirst for influence. Don't be shy. Let us know what you think. Does Dwayne Johnson seem like a cool guy? Or not so cool in real life? There are always two sides to every story.